What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. It is the 27th of June, early on this Thursday. We're going to take a look at Aerodrome Finance. We have another day in the red here on this Thursday. We're down 2.74%. We have Bitcoin basically flat. It's down 101, $100. We're going to talk about a couple things here on Aerodrome. We're going to talk about potential price movement, price support below the market. Will drop over into Bitcoin and kind of share what's going on here with the markets here. So Aerodrome, although we have a nice bottoming candle right here on the date would be the 21st of June, and we've been finding support, decent price support at the 72,326. That's this blue line right here on the chart. Let's get rid of this watch list here. It looks like we're giving it a test today. So two new levels that we spoke about not too long ago were the 75.59 and 71,006. So 71,006 looks like it's going to come into play today. The 24th, it was in play as well. Today's the 27th. So we'll see if that holds. Real key here is for this low to hold here on the 21st, which was Friday. The price of that was 65.0650 was that low. Unfortunately, this looks like a this rising channel here. It's usually a bearish chart pattern that will ultimately lead to a downside price movement here. We saw it here. Yes, we did stair step up all within a channel, found perfect resistance at the 128 and have been fading. So today's level 71,006 is what we're watching, but it doesn't look very convincing. Hey, it could hold, but it doesn't look very convincing. Basically, something that would make me more bullish on this is if price starts to creep back up here and we can actually break above 79,340, which would be this area, that would be a higher high, and that would be very bullish. But it doesn't look like it wants to do that. We want to see higher lows. We want to see higher highs. So we have the low, we have a lower high. Hey, maybe today's a higher low, and then we start to move like this. We really want to make a higher high. That would be quite bullish, and that would give us a change in sentiment here for this Aerodrome Finance chart. We'll see what happens. Again, we're going to watch Bitcoin. Bitcoin did find support. It doesn't look very strong, though. And if Bitcoin rolls over, Aerodrome Finance will roll over as well. But that's basically what we could look for the upside. To the downside, if 71,006 begins to fail again today, well, we're going to look at the lows from the 21st. Once again, those are at 65. All right. So we can watch those at 65 right there. We'll keep the arrow there for you guys. And then basically below that market is you're talking 61,275. That's right here. And then below that, you're at 58,756. That would be clearly making new lows. Once we take out the low from the 21st, this thing is continuing its downtrend. 61,275 support, 58,756 potential support. What do we have below that if markets get real bad? Actually, we have nothing right there. We have the 35. That shouldn't come into play right away. It's way down here. There's definitely some more support areas before 35 cents. But I don't think that's going to come into play today. I'd be surprised if we actually took out the lows from the 21st. But 61,275, 58,756 to the downside. Basically, this rising channel here would just continue its to the downside. 61,275 would be the first area I would look for price support. So, I mean, hey, I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but the way things are going right now, if Bitcoin can't find support, then there's no reason to think that the trends just won't, or the weakness just won't continue, which means lower prices here. It all starts with the higher low and a higher high. It all starts with the higher low and then the higher high. And then we can start to look for, some upper price targets. So it can happen quick, but it doesn't seem like we're in that right now. Until we start to see some green and some support, we're just basically, this is just a rising channel here, and we're looking for downside price support. The area where it is most likely to print that higher low is at 71,006. It's right here. So that could take place today. So just understand that could take place today, and it could start to creep up a little bit and start to get back up to the 79,630. And that's where you would start to really pay attention, because you might get that breakout, which is going to lead to, take you up there to 85.20 and so on. And that could be the beginning of a new trend higher. So we'll see how today goes. We'll check back this evening if the price found support, or is the price going to end up, somewhere down in here, putting in new lows. Hey, I'm hoping it finds support at the 71,006 level and maybe starts to creep up into Friday, into the weekend. And hey, maybe the bulls will take control again. But it really depends on what Bitcoin does, guys. So some takeaways from today would be, keep your eyes on the 71,006. You really want to see price hold there. All right. So if price doesn't hold there and starts to creep lower, then you're going to want to watch the lows from the 21st. Those are at 65. Then if that fails, 61,275 is your next level. If markets start to creep higher today, if we get a big reversal, you want to watch 75.59, 79.340, and then a breakout should take us up to 85.20. So I know a lot of people in the cryptocurrency space are long-term holders. All right, I get that. If you're going to do that, in my opinion, you should probably just hold like the index. Like, you should probably just hold like Bitcoin. That's just my opinion, because all of these different cryptocurrencies and projects, they might do really, really well. Will they be around for the long term? I don't have that answer. But the point is, if you're holding from up here at $1.86 and the price is down, call it 70%, and you're still holding, hoping, that it gets back up to there, you're watching your portfolio continue to deteriorate, you really need to have some kind of rules in place to cut your losses. All right. I mean, it's super important to preserve your capital so you can get back into a market again. Yeah, we're having these short-term bounces here, but they're fading, so just like your portfolio, you'll have a nice little bounce and then it continues to fade to the downside. You can always get back in. But to watch a position not do what you thought it was going to do is no good. You have to have some rules in place there. Believe me, I've been there years ago. Learned the hard way. You can always get back in a market. You get into a market for a specific reason, right? If that reason is no longer there, then what are you doing continuing to hold that asset? The reason why you got in is not there anymore. So it's just something to think about, really think about, and maybe you can add that into your investing. Most people don't trade in and out of this. For example, Aerodrome. I don't trade in and out of Aerodrome. I don't hold Aerodrome. I cover it for the channel and for the viewers, and I track it. If I was going to buy Aerodrome, I'm waiting till it shows strength. What does that mean? I'm waiting for it to show a price support, and I want to see a breakout. I want to see a higher low. That's where I would like to put my money. Not when it's continuing to be weak, because it can continue to go much, much lower. And I don't know how much lower it'll go. I just have levels I can watch and say it's most likely to find support here for the short term. But that would be the reason I would get into this. And if that is not there, then there's no reason for me to get into this. So that's kind of just the way I look at it. Now, if you're holding if you're looking at Bitcoin, you can use the same methods. History in Bitcoin has gone up over time. A lot of these cryptocurrencies, though, they have their initial run and they kind of fizzle out. So that's where the individual stock or individual cryptos are slightly different. Just something to think about. If you're new to the game, then you should really consider having some kind of investing rules for starters, or trading rules. Call them what you will. But anyways, just kind of my 2 cents there. Just be careful buying things that are going lower in price, because they usually go much, much lower. Even with indexes, markets go up over time. There's going to be periods of time where markets are going down. So if the reason why you want to get into a market is no longer there, then you should really have a set of rules to get you out, because you can always get back in. Anyways, Aerodrome Finance currently down 2.84%. Over to BTC. So we have a nice Bitcoin support here. Let's get the Aero tool. Bitcoin support, basically 58,910 was a support level. We're sitting just above the 6205.47. So watch that today. We have resistance at 62,206 3/4. Those are the 2 levels, guys. 6205, 62,206 resistance. We bounced off of that. You see those candle wicks? So it looks like we're going to be retesting today 60,205.47. So not looking too good right now. We do have support, but we're starting to fade again, so that's not very convincing. We really want to see the price starting to do something like this, not continuing to fade to the downside. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. If you're not yet joined us on the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and really consider having a set of investing rules, having a set of trading rules, and you want to protect your capital. You want to have rules for risk. You don't want to lose all your money. You have money, you acquired it in some way, you don't want to lose it. As they say, it's not always about how much you make, it's about how much you can keep. Guys, you have a great day. Thanks for watching.